Okay, so the intro at the start is pretty simple. Starts on the 11th fret of the G string. This is what it sounds like. All that's doing is alternating between the 11th and the 9th fret between the G and D string. So it starts on the 11th on the G, down to the 9th on the G, 11th on the D, 9th on the D, 11th on the D, 9th on the G, 11th on the G, 9th on the G, and then back up to the 11th on the G for back to the start. So that's 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11. And then so going into the verse, it does nothing through the first verse, comes back in on the second verse with that riff that we hear repeated through. So that riff sounds like this. Okay, so pretty straightforward. Starts on the 9th fret of the G string but slides straight to the 11th, so you've got that, and then you go in 9, 11, so, and then you drop into the 9th fret on the D string, and then you're doing 9, 11, 9 on the D string, or just 9, 11, sorry, and then down to the 7. So that's start on the 9, slide up to the 11. Again. Okay, so full speed that was saying. And that slide just sort of adds a bit of effect over the tops. So if you can slide it, just sounds a little bit better. The end of that riff as it's building up into the chorus with everything. You finished on that 7th fret on the D string. And then it's just sliding up to the 9th fret on the D string, and then put the 9th fret on the E string as well, and it just builds up with everything. So going into the chorus, all I'm doing there is dropping to the 7th fret on the G string and staying on the 9th fret on the G string. So you just get that A chord just across those two strings. It just rings out for that first chorus, so it goes with everything. I will look up for the, all the way through the first chorus. Does nothing through the first chorus. Goes back into verse 2, and you go back into that riff. Does that through verse 2. The end of verse 3, that is. At the end of verse 3, it does exactly the same to build up into the chorus. So instead of going just to that open chord, it's dropping to just the 7th fret on the D string. So all the way through the chorus is after this, it's just one note on the D string, just slides around a bit. So it starts on the 7th fret, so I will look, and it's sliding up to the 9th after that, so you're doing 4 on each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and up to the 12, and then 11, and it does the same. Up to the 12, then 11, then it drops in 6, and then you're echoing the melody line after that, so that's 7, 14, 12, 11, and 9. So I'll go through that chorus again. So it's 4 on the first lot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 9, 1, 2, 3, up to 12, and then down to 11, 3, 4, 7 again, up to 9, up to 12, then 11, then 6, then. So that is 7, 7, 14, 12, 11, 9. So that's what it does through the choruses. You're just echoing that Jesus Lord of all in the riff bit at the end. So that Jesus Lord of all just echoes through that. Then it gets into the tricky bit, which is the bridge. Going out of the chorus, it goes into this little riff, which goes like this. Okay, so I'm palm muting again for this bit. I can't remember whether I said, but the intro is palm muted as well. That So if you can palm mute the intro, that just adds a bit of sound. And then again, that riff there is palm muted. So I'm going to try and show it slowly, but it's really awkward to sort of shout out the numbers. So I'll just walk it through really slow. It's just single notes on all these notes. Starts on the 10th fret on the B string. So you've got 10, 9, then 11 on the G, 9. So it's just walking through those strings. It's a lot of backwards and forwards, but I'll play through it a couple of times really slow, and hopefully you'll be able to pick up where I'm going. So starting on the 10th, and then all the others, it's alternating between 11 and 9. So I just bar my finger across the 9th fret on those 3 strings. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So it's... Sorry. It's a lot of backwards and forwards, but just play through it a few times, hopefully you'll pick that up. So at full speed again, that would be... Okay, so it does that all the way through. There's a little bit of instrumental after the chorus going into the bridge. Then all the way through the bridge, we do the whole bridge through twice, and it's doing all of that. And then at the end of the bridge, it goes into like a real heavy riff, but it's exactly the same riff, but the octave lower. So this time we're starting on the 7th fret on the D string, and we have to change the finger pattern a bit because it doesn't work going from a B string to a D string. So you're starting on 7 and then going down to 6, then it alternates between 9 and 7 for the rest. So I'll play that nice and slow again, so hopefully you can follow it through. That's quite a workout on your hands after a while, but you'll get used to it. It took me a little bit just to sort of work out the pattern, but your head sort of gets it into a pattern and then it's a bit easier. So again, that one full speed is... Sorry. No. So it does that riff through a couple of times. We do it slightly shorter than what they do, and then it goes back into that chorus. So instead of going, it goes, and then you're back on the start of the chorus riff. So that's the 9, 12, 11, 7, 9, 12, 11, and then it does the Jesus Lord of all. So that's 7, 14, 12, 11, 9, and it repeats that Jesus Lord of all through twice again. So you've just got the Jesus Lord of all, and then it goes back into the intro to ends. So and it just ends on that last note. So sorry, it just lets that ring out. So yeah, that's basically all of it. See how you get on. Any problems, let me know. Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully you can follow it. As I say, let me know if there's any problems.